The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies.
Tape Never Lies.
Starts now.
The Tape Never Lies.
Here we are, Bears fans. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this open. We saw what unfolded tonight, and this was the crossroad game for this franchise. They've chose their direction, and it ends in a big pile of shit if you're a Chicago Bears fan. It's unfortunately, it is time for this team to make decisions and fire some people. Phil's father talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "Hey, Phil, remember when I said, give this guy some time?" Well, it's time, and it's not just the head coach. We know the whole story. It's making one firing is going to be a start, but it's not going to cure the problems of this entire franchise. It's George McCaskey, the owner, Virginia. They flew her up into Lambeau. She witnessed. This is the only way it's going to be effective is wholesale changes. We've preached it for years. To me, you have to send the message tomorrow. You launch the head coach just to let your players know that none of this is acceptable. And then Ryan Pace can finish out the season watching what he has assembled in front of him. Then we know everybody upstairs has just got to go for this to have any chance. But we have a whole off season to talk about that. We got kicked in the nuts tonight, another one on national TV. The thing I'm most excited about is that was our last nationally televised game. So that's one good positive. And David Montgomery is going to be everybody's bear up this next week. So there you go. But I'm going to turn it over to the draft doctor so you guys can listen to his rant and just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Can't hear it. And there it is. Just turn it up a little bit, Claudia. I know you can hear me. I'll say this. Shane said it best. It's 41-10. I wrote at the end of the third quarter, and you're so unprepared on the national stage. You could see the reflection of the coach within the team, the culture, the BU philosophy. We continue to repeat these words on this network over and over. It's almost like we're kicking dust into the wind. But that's what the Chicago Bears should be doing. Dusting up, getting rid of what you saw on the national stage again. It's the same old. It's the definition of insanity. You're not prepared. You're physically outmatched only because your head coach, his game plan is a guesswork. Now you go out there and you show some signs of life. But this is a team based on their head coach's BU philosophy. So if you're going to be you and everybody's looking around for someone to lead them, then there's no leadership. It's an utterless ship. It's lost at sea, going with the tides. And you see a bunch of fanboys out there. They play good when the going is good. They don't play tough when the tough is happening in their face. 39, 72, 24, 33. This whole dynamic defense lives off a name and goes out there and is pointing fingers at the offense, and they don't show up to do their job. They don't tackle. They don't do anything to turn the tides of a game. That was a scrimmage for Aaron Rodgers. That was a joke. It was a travesty of football on every level. It's embarrassing for me to even spend a fucking time talking about this because the preparation of a football team against your rival should be at all costs. Anything is on the table to win. Do you know what was on the table to win for Matt Nagy? His hide. That's it. That's all he cared about. And you know what? When you're a coach that's lame, no one gives a shit. Your team was a reflection of you. You fucked up. You tried to pin it all on that number 10. You tried to put, this is going to be the answer with Nick. But you can't block. You can't teach. I've called you a fraud for 3 years. Losing an identity, never finding an identity, never preaching fundamentals. That's all going to catch up with you. Because like I said tonight, one team plays with fundamentals, pride, and understanding. Because if you understand what your assignment is, you can go full speed. But if you have a coach that holds you accountable, then you go full speed aggressively. And you play with pride and toughness. We can pick out and pull out players that cared. But that's a weekly occurrence with this football team that we're trying to gauge who wants it and who doesn't. Get rid of the head coach! That's what you do! That's what winning franchises do! They make a change and they tell everybody. As Shane said, I said it myself on Facebook. Let everybody know! Nobody's fucking safe! Get rid of this guy! Pack your shit up! This is done! We are looking for somebody to replace and lead this team the right way. So everybody's job is on the table. And if I see 72 to fuck out there again, whoever signed him and drafted it, get rid of him. Oh, Ryan Pace. Get rid of them all. That's my rant, Shane. It's a disgrace, this football team. A disgrace. There's nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. We can end the show right now if we wanted to. That's it. Because that's how disgraceful this fucking team is.
It is, man. I had my Bears hoodie on, and I was talking to my son. I'm not supporting this franchise that way right now.
My God.
I'm a Bears fan for life. That's the way that I'm built. I'm always gonna be. But enough is enough when it comes to that. This, you want to be able to sit back and rely on your defense, and you don't just have money players out. You have guys that are leading the NFL in salary at their respective positions out there making business decisions, not wanting to tackle.
Oh my God.
Little
in a rivalry game.
Exactly, Phil.
There's no accountability. There's no. Well, he's getting paid a lot of money, Shane.
What did you
get his ass at 39? Get the fuck out. I would be all on the field. He would be gone. He'd be sitting on the bench throwing his little hissy fit. But everybody, I don't give a fuck about a locker room.
And Phil, you see it in his.
I'm good at running the locker room, Shane. I got everybody on my side. I got them all. They all believe in me. Fuck out of here. Believe in the football team. Believe in the X's and O's. That's where it fucking counts. He's really hold up. Yeah, they got paid. That's why he's got control of the locker room. He's not. I'm a friend. Parents aren't friends. Teachers aren't friends. And you see that tough love needs to have. It's fucking joke.
You see it in little things too. Like I was disappointed, and everybody got excited about Jalen Johnson making that big hit. That's fucking great.
Oh my God!
You're standing over the guy like a fucking chump.
The ball's in the air.
Popped up in the air like an idiot.
Oh my God! That's a culture, right?
Yeah, you want to say that the locker room is a good culture? Yeah, it's not. No, it's the wrong. It's the wrong culture. 100%. You're a defense that's supposed to thrive off of turnovers. You may have given one away right there. I don't give a shit if you want to give up. You just did your job. You hit the guy. Made the ball pop out, and you're going to stand over him like a chump. It's a problem with this team, man. It's the BU culture, the club dub. That if they win a 6th game, and do club dub? Oh my God!
Oh my God! Just
they will. They will.
I'm serious. You fans have power. It needs to be on every radio. Talk back. He needs to be fired. That's it. That's the only message that needs to be sent to this locker room he's got great control of. Because the last coach I know that had great control of the locker room has not won a fucking Super Bowl. That's the last thing we're worried about is the locker room. Let me tell you. We're worried about fundamentals. Just missed tackles, missed assignments, loafing, not caring.
Throwing into fucking triple coverage.
Coverage.
He's a different guy. Listen, you can say whatever you want. We move the fucking ball better. Yeah, if you think that Mitch is the fucking guy because of the empty fucking stats at the end of the game, and this is what we're gonna tell you guys here. That shit doesn't matter. Don't look at those stats and say, "Oh well, he had 3 touchdowns," and look at it. None of that matters. It's empty. It's empty stats. It means 0. Get over it.
I agree.
Mitch, Nagy, Pace, Ted Phillips, none of them deserve to be here next year. None. Nick Foles, same thing. This has to be wholesale changes. Wholesale.
Oh my God.
They have to blow it all up for this.
Detroit Lions did it,
and that's the thing right there, Phil. You're seeing these proactive teams getting a head start on because listen, it's hard to find the right head coach. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Houston has made a move. What is there? 4 openings right now.
Yep.
And Chicago should have one.
Yes.
But the longer they wait, listen, back channels are being worked as we speak. Probably even if they're smart by Chicago, but Chicago's front office and ownership can't handle that. I mean, Ernie, of course, he's probably jerking himself off right now, thinking that, I'm going to get to pick another GM for the Chicago Bears.
Not under mine. I will fucking drive to Chicago in COVID with a fucking... No, I can't say that. I can't. I would get arrested. But I would fucking destroy this fucking franchise if they hire Ernie Accorsi. Hire Shane and Phil to figure it out. Because we will. I can guarantee you that. And speaking of coaches, let's do this. If you're not a patron and you don't understand the passion or the X's and O's that we're going to bring to you, I don't even know how I'm going to stomach doing this video breakdown, this film. But I'm going to do it because I got a job to do. Don't forget, after every game, every Bears game, it's Bears Hour Live.
I'm telling you, this game of football is determined by determination, pride, and the love of the game.
That's right.
Hire that guy. Hire that guy.
Hire this guy. Bring you. Would you coach my offensive line if I got the head job? You're on mute, coach. You got to hit the mute button. Can you hear it? Yeah, you got to press that button.
Oh.
Let me see if I can unmute him.
No, you can't. I tried to.
You got to hit that.
It's got to be on his
Remember
phone.
on the screen. Unmute. Get your glasses on. You're pulling a Matt Nagy over here. The coaches. No, we can't hear you. He's got to work on the... We can't hear you because the mute is on your phone. So you got to unmute the phone. So...
We told him we were going to hire him. He got all excited and hit his mute button.
Matt Nagy. I think he's got it.
Can you hear me now?
There he is.
There we go. Sprint got you over there. Can you hear me now?
Oh my goodness!
Take a lap, Coach.
I'm so happy. The only thing I don't like you doing, Phil, is cursing so much. You don't have to.
I can't help
love the
it.
Bears. You can't do it. I'm telling you, you'll have more pride and everything else without doing that stuff. I don't mean to criticize you because I know how you feel. You love this team. Ever since you were a boy. But I got to tell you, looking tonight, I made all these notes and I said to myself, first of all, you said it, this is a great rivalry. How are they playing? They're like putsy-footsie. I was looking at this game, I said, even Mac, you didn't even hear his name said today.
No.
It was just like nobody cared. It was unbelievable.
There is a conspiracy in my stomach. I want to ask you if this defense was like, I fucking hate this fucking head coach. And they went out there and purposely laid down and didn't play hard.
Maybe that's true.
The only freaking answer. I said it the first play, they don't even come off the ball. They're not even fucking tackling. This looked like freaking Derby versus freaking the JV squad. Number one team.
Let me ask you this. Foles, I know he was injured in the last game I saw. Mm-hmm. And was he not physically able to play this game?
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't even active. I mean, with his.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good point, Coach. I think I kind of know where you're going with that. Maybe they don't put him out there, and then they're saving him and saying the reason that he's not playing is because of injury. And you heard Matt Nagy all week long. He would not commit to Mitch even for this game until the very last minute.
Well, the reason I asked the question was, Mitch, you're looking at him, and you made a replacement in the second week or third week, was it?
Yep,
third
week 3. Yep,
and you could see why.
Yeah,
because he stunk up the field. He was awful. And then in the last two series, when he brought him down to score, it was like, I don't know, it was like a different team playing. But I think the Packers were probably making substitutes all over the place to save their people.
Well, yeah, we said those plays don't even count. They're playing prevent. You're picking up scores there.
Yeah, but you could see he's not accurate. He's thrown to triple coverage twice.
Yeah. And everything's falling backwards. Everything.
The first throw off of action, he throws into double coverage and gets intercepted in the end zone.
Yep.
The other interception, he throws into triple coverage.
Right.
When he's got the in cut coming across with that, and I think Tony Dungy even put it up, and I said the same thing. Yeah. And listen, it's so bad, and the offensive line, aside from fucking 72, which I don't know if he's got pictures of the owner nude or what's going on, but at some point you just have to freaking call it what it is. Even I thought Affetti handled himself well at the right tackle. Shane, I was surprised with that.
I thought the pass protection was decent tonight.
Yeah,
it improved. It improved tonight.
Much better than it's been, but and that's on first glance.
But you could see him. He's not strong enough physically from the bottom down, from the rear end down.
Oh my God, he just
gets pushed right back into the quarterback.
God. He's so soft. He's like Dairy Queen. He's soft serve every play.
Phil, I know you have a better eye for this than I do, especially on the offensive line, but I think that's something that needs to talk. I mean, I'm starting to think that Cody Whitehair's got to stay at guard, and you let Mustipher grow there.
Let Mustipher play center. I thought he handled himself well. Cody Whitehair, you're at left tackle next week. I'm going to get another left guard in there. Cody Whitehair is my left tackle. Get Leno the fuck out of the hole. Cut him. That's how bad. It's so ridiculous. He can't run block. He can't outside or inside zone. He can't scoop. He can't set the edge. But somehow PFF
and other defensive ends in the backfield, though, can he?
Oh, my God. He is the worst thing I've ever seen offensively. For 3 seasons I've called this out, and it continues to go out there, and somehow these nerds are rating him. I guess we got the coach coming up.
Hey, Coach, I'm ready when you are.
Let's add him in.
Yeah, I'll start off just by saying just not the way that we wanted this thing to go.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Coach.
Really in all 3 phases, I thought it started off at the beginning of the game with them having the long drive and ending it with a touchdown. That's not how you want to start, but for us to then get the ball back and go down there and have a couple plays and have a 5-play drive and have it stall into 3 points instead of a touchdown.
But we lost it.
Again, that's football. So how can we recover from that? How can we
Thought maybe Ginny struck already.
And then be able to
turn out the
rhythm
lights
and get touchdowns on offense. And obviously that didn't happen. And I just felt like they got after us the entire game from the first quarter to the very end. And
hold on,
that's basically where we're at right now. And talk to the guys in the locker room afterwards. And there's guys that care. I think that's what's important to us. But they care. And they know that we got to do it on the field. It's not about what we say.
First up, Jason Leisure.
just put comments up, Claudio. Because
Matt, are you concerned about your job after a loss like this?
Yes.
How do you defend
Thank you,
where the
Jason.
team's at
Holy
right
cow, Leisure.
No, I'm not. I just think that right now with our team that
you're not?
this
You
is
should
the
be.
stuff through
We're strong in the locker room.
If
And
you
it's
said
about
here it
fighting
comes.
adversity. It's about building cultures and staying together. And that's where we're
Cultures.
at. And so
Cultures.
That's what I do. That's what our coaches
Believe
do.
me,
That's
there's
what
no
our players do.
plural.
We stick
It's
together.
one culture,
We
asshole.
understand where we're at, and that when you have games like this, you got to figure out, you got to soul search, and you got to be able to stop the bleeding. And there's a couple directions you can go.
These guys
But,
care.
I'm
I'm telling
job
you.
as a
I
leader
see it every
is to
day
make
at the
sure that
practice
they understand
field.
that.
They
And
care in the
obviously
locker
the
room.
last 5 weeks
They
has
just
been
don't care to
extremely
play
difficult.
when it
It's not
matters.
fun.
Come on,
and
get this
because we all
fucking
wanna
clown
win,
the
and
fuck
we know
out.
that. But,
Holy
the
shit.
one reason why I'm here is to fight and to lead, and that's what I think.
You
is
don't
most important
lead,
during these
you
times.
don't
And when
fight,
you go through these
'cause there
times,
was none of those.
How do you respond? And I think that's the test of true character.
Pat Finley.
Character.
Matt, what did you think of Mitch's pick in the end zone and on the shot play there? And I'm also
What do you
curious
think
with the
of
fumble.
Pat.
Did he let the holding on the previous play bother him on the following play?
I don't think so. The shot into the end zone where Mooney got bumped a little bit, and not pass interference, but he got bumped, and the safety made a good play over the top, and it was a shot that we took. They made a good
Build the
play on
man.
defense, and so sometimes that's what happens in this game. But I don't think that it affected the
2
next
weeks he
play
had.
per se.
2 weeks
But
to
that's-
prepare.
Those type of deals right there.
Tell
when
him,
you're playing a
Dana.
really good
Blah,
offense like we
blah,
are,
blah.
The turnovers are, you just can't have those.
Amy, I don't
JJ?
know. This football team is
Matt,
so poor.
How would you assess this game from Mitch, just kind of on first pass, with some of the ups and downs that he had today?
Yeah, I got to go back and see exactly
There it
the
is.
progressions and the reads where we were.
Beach.
I thought early on,
He's going to be a
I
shoe
really,
salesman.
Yeah.
his
Or
eyes
car
were going where
salesman.
my eyes were going,
Be
which is
shoe
good.
coach.
And he's going to where you want to go.
Oh
and then
my
the
God.
game kind of, before you know it,
I'm going to have to go look at the
after
tape.
we were at 17, down 17, and then before you know it, you're down more, and now it becomes a one-dimensional game, and they know you're throwing, and so that's where
Coach
I have to go back
Atoshi
and
comes
see
on.
the progression. But
Mitch was
the
awful
turnovers for
tonight.
us is
Awful.
what we can't
This
have.
coach has
I
got to
just
go look
back
at the
to
tape.
fast start.
He can't
Down in
figure it
that
out.
red zone,
Oh my
being
God.
able to come away.
They
touchdown
they
there,
care.
would
They
have
really
been,
care.
really big for us, and to be able to take the lead and go up 7-6, but instead we stalled with a field goal.
I agree with
Brad Pitt.
Mandy. This is worse than Tressman.
Matt,
It is
moved,
totally worse than
bunch of guys
Tressman.
around on the offensive line tonight. You had Leno. I guess 2 questions. One, looks like Leno was struggling with the toe a little bit. and then
He's been
2,
struggling for
what
4
went into
years.
a
The
whole bunch of
struggle is
moving
real.
parts on the offensive line.
Someone make Leno a
Well, again,
T-shirt.
just trying
The
to figure
struggle
out
is
what's
real.
best, Brad, for us as a unit with where those guys are at specifically.
Oh my
Our
God.
guys there are really trying their damnedest to fit and to play as hard as they can. And I know Leno was really battling since that happened in the middle of the week to be able to
He's battling.
for this game. And so I give him credit
Battling
for
with
that
that toe that
we
caused
were
him to
keeping a
fold
keen eye
like
on
a
it as
tent
well,
on a
just to make
fucking
sure that it wasn't
bull
becoming a
rush.
liability.
The toe.
But the rest of the guys up front there, I'll have to go back and see, with the
Gonna
calls
watch
that we
the
made,
tape,
the
Mandy.
one-on-ones that we had, and any of the
Gonna
breakdowns
talk-
there. But
Gonna watch
for
the
most
tape,
part,
Rick.
The biggest thing, Brad, is that we're
Hamby.
just trying to find that lineup between injuries and everything else that's going on, the best lineup that fits to where we can really, do well in the run game and then protect in the pass game.
This
Kevin
guy is a
Fishbane.
clown. It's
Hey, Matt,
unbelievable.
I know it's Aaron Rodgers and you guys were without Akeem, but how were you processing that after a bye, with everybody, refreshed, that was kind of the defensive performance that occurred tonight?
Yeah, that's probably one of the most disappointing parts is just that, just how that kind of went for most of the game. But because against a quarterback like that, I think when you run the ball almost 40 times, 39 rushes, and you have a couple guys that have almost 20 rushes per guy and almost 100 yards, they're getting some yards there on the run, and you kind of felt that early on, and so
we do deserve
that's
better,
where,
Jerry.
Again, our team has been relying on our defense, and they're not going to always play perfect. But today just was one of those ones where, again, that 3rd and goal to start the game, that 3rd and goal, he found Adams for a touchdown, and
Khalil's
3rd and
right.
20 later
Worst
in the game,
coach,
just
head
running the ball.
coach.
So I know our guys are frustrated about that on defense, and
anyone scratching their neck when they're talking is nervous.
Mark Potash.
He's very nervous.
I mean, the effect with Goldman already out, the loss of Hicks was kind of a backbreaker. What did you think of his impact? The loss.
Oh my God!
Losing him,
What's this question for?
Everything else for your defense in this game. I know Rogers.
Go back to. Do you have a job tomorrow?
Part of your defense.
Where's Virginia?
No, I mean, obviously, you guys all know, and we know, what type of player that Akeem is.
Reggie White being out of the game, is that going to hurt your team?
And so, but at the same point in time,
not having Walter Payton in the game, did it hurt your team? It's like
that's their job.
What
as
is he
going to
say?
Our job as coaches is to,
waste.
Coach them as best as we can, and then have them executed. And
ask about the players that were out there.
Who's he want to have executed? He literally just said. He just said that. I'll give you a list, coach.
And so then they hit a couple big plays on us.
He's so clueless.
Overall, though, again, when you're going up against Aaron Rodgers, you got to be able to certainly stop.
I hate how he says Rodgers, by the way. Rodgers.
A few more.
A few more. Don't say shit. He takes every question.
In the second half, it seemed like tackling was an issue.
Second half.
You see how they have to word it? It seemed. You can't even just come out. Your tackling was awful tonight. Period.
Basically giving up here. So I guess my question is just, were you happy with the effort throughout the game, and did tackling kind of become an issue there as the game wore on?
Yeah, I felt like the tackling there as the game went on.
It was awful all night.
Sloppy, and that's kind of what happens when they're being able to have successful runs, and you're trying to make tackles and stop them for.
You lost 5 in a row.
First down, and I'll never question our guys quitting. That's not one thing that I'll ever
you're never gonna question nobody. That's why you're not a head coach. Because you don't question anybody.
The fundamentals.
That's the first fucking thing you should be doing in the locker room.
Absolutely.
3 weeks ago, questioning effort, toughness, fundamentals.
That's something that our players have to.
This is fucking fraud. He wants to be friends with this fucking team.
And coaches didn't do that tonight.
Cam
I'm
Ellis.
swearing again, Dad. I'm sorry. I get so. I imagine me in the locker room with these freaking guys. There would be zero loafing. Zero. Freaking out of here. Never gonna question anybody.
You still buy into the message as much as you want them to.
Just because of who we are in our building.
Here we go with this fucking bullshit. What have you been through, Matt? Losing?
These guys, I believe in every one of them, players and coaches, and this is just right now a very, very difficult time that we're going through. Forget all the other stuff off the field, but on the field, this is an extreme challenge. If you don't, as a head coach,
let me hear this.
If this doesn't bother you, or if this doesn't, affect you, then you better make sure that everybody understands that it needs to affect them. And our guys understand, because of the team messaging that we have and where we're at, how hard it is. It's hard to win in this league. And when you lose, and you lose 5 in a row, you are getting challenged big time. And what's easy to do, the easy way, is to just start pointing fingers and just saying it's not my fault. That's what
you've done, though.
And
you put it on Mitch. You put it on everybody else.
Right now, there's a lot to do that, and so we're not, and we're gonna fight. And I thought that again, our message in that locker room at the very end and that's I'm going to keep it internal with us.
Oh.
Then why are you bringing it
Why are you
up,
bringing
asshole?
it up, asshole?
And
Exactly.
so we're not going to point fingers. We're not going to blame.
Well,
We're gonna line up and play the next
here's
game
the
that they
message.
allow us to play, and we freaking go and we fight for each other. That's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna be negative. We're not gonna be down.
Oh,
We
okay,
understand.
Coach.
And
That's
we're
really good.
frustrated. We're pissed off. We're angry. We got every feeling. Trust me.
Don't worry.
Every
Eddie
feeling
got
that
paid.
you have,
Charles got paid too, buddy.
but we
You
gotta
got
fix
this
it.
locker room under
That's the thing.
control.
We got to do it. on the
That's all that
football field.
matters.
We got to do it on the field, and so this is where you rely on your leaders to do it, and you know, it's less talk and more action. But the people that you bring in here, times like this is when you rely on them.
Who
And
did
that's why I
that,
have a lot of
Claudio?
trust in our guys.
Last one, Steve Leventhal.
Yes, hi, Coach. Overshadowed in a lot of this is a pretty good performance by David Montgomery.
I needed one laugh.
Yeah, I thought David ran really hard. I thought the
Yeah,
line blocked well
David.
for him. That's not anything that, you know, David's a hard runner now. He cares immensely about this game. He's going to give it every ounce that he has, and you felt that today.
Fans
So,
deserve this laugh here.
You know,
'cause
with that is belief in knowing that he plays
Feel
hard
good.
and that he believes in us, and again, we just got to keep plugging away and
We feel good where we're
fight.
at.
That's all we can do is fight for one
Gotta
another.
fight for one
Thanks,
another.
Coach.
And keep plugging away. Yeah, we had 17 days to prepare for this, but that's what we get. What we get is a clown. And whoever, it must have been you, Shane, if it wasn't Claudio.
Come on. Does it really say? You can figure out who did that real quick, I think.
Oh, man. You hear the words of a coach
Could you see
after
Parcells
defeat.
saying that?
Yeah.
No, I definitely can't. Did you think of the great coaches after a rivalry game lost?
The guys, yeah.
What do you think they're saying, Coach?
Well, I think it depends. If you come through and it's a close game and you really put your heart and soul into it, everybody knows it. You know, if you're losing 7-6 because the guy missed the extra point,
Right.
I mean, there's a difference in that. But when you get blown out like this, boy, you got to go after him. You can't tolerate that. That's ridiculous. The guys, they don't have the heart and soul, but it's a reason for that. It's they're not receiving progress. In other words, if you lose one and you come back, you're okay. But you lose 5 in a row, there's something wrong.
Oh,
and you change quarterbacks, and I think that quarterback is pretty good. I mean, he needs some corrections, but he got
Right.
hurt. He's like I told you, I used that
Oh,
analogy
you
last
talk
week,
about Nick
2 weeks
Foles.
ago. Yeah, and I thought that a lot of that's because of what happened to him. He's gotten hurt this year. These 5 games that he
Well,
played.
they all
or 6
got hurt.
games.
Mitch
No,
got
I mean-
hurt. He got hurt. They can't block. They can't tackle.
What happens is you remember I used the Plunkett thing?
Yeah.
You lose your respect of yourself. All of a sudden you have doubts. And you know, when you get hit that hard, you have to be it's the toughest position in football. And you have to have the toughest guy in football playing that position. Believe me, he can be 180 pounds. He's got to be a tough guy because they take a beating. And, you know, this guy, or both of them, is taking a beating. And it changes you. And I hope that both of them, for their own livelihood, can make it with someone else because I don't think they're going to play here. I think you're right, Phil. It's going to have to be a whole new change. You know?
Yeah, there's no way as a head coach in a rivalry game that you come in there and handle that presser like that.
No.
With it now again protecting the players, not questioning the culture, going and almost praising your own culture and your belief. We're gonna get it right. How do you know that? Well, I know this locker room. I know, and you're going there instead of going there. And when I mean there, I mean 41-10 in the third quarter. Just self-destructive penalties. Falls. Your guess what? Your veteran offensive lineman is the one that shouldn't even be out there, and he's protecting him there in the presser when he's called out for the first time. I think that was the first time Shane, I've ever heard Leno called out in one of these pressers, and Matt Nagy defends him, and he defends the players, and he defends everything. And really, it's a great question, Zanoop 61.
Well, it's not just Nagy. It goes back. The Bears are 0 for their last 7. Or it might even be 8. They've lost their last 8 games coming off a bye. So when they tell you that we are self-scouting and we're going to figure out the why, we know what we got to do, but we're going to figure out the why, why it's going wrong. They're doing something wrong.
Well,
let's be honest.
That's a key fact there.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up because your listeners should know that, including their owners.
Yeah.
They should know that.
Yeah. If you can't self-scout, you're never going to get anywhere. That's not just in football. I mean, that's in life. You have to be able to sit back and analyze yourself to see what you do good and what you do bad. I mean, it's just like raising children, going to work every day, doing anything, and they're not doing the fundamental things in Chicago, and it's sad to see. 101 years this franchise has been around, and I'm 44 years old, and I've lost way more than I've won as a Bears fan, and Phil's preached it since I've known Phil for 20 plus years. Winning is not priority number 1 in Chicago with the Bears franchise. It's not. They'll throw money at people. The myth of them being a cheap franchise doesn't hold water anymore, but they're horrible spenders. They don't spend it the right places. Everything is so lopsided, and it's that's why it needs to start up top. And unfortunately, ownership and team president, I don't know how much public outcry is going to ever change that.
Yeah,
but
probably not. But
right,
we gotta get the.
We still got to talk about it. Exactly.
We gotta obviously talk about everybody that has subscribed and become a patron. Right there, the tapeneverlies.com. I'm gonna break this down. We've been doing that for months now, and I can't thank you guys enough for your patronage and support for what it is we do, tackling this football team like nobody else, as you could see, and keeping it 100 every Wednesday night, although this week will be on Thursday night. We have some breaking news that I'll share with our guest this Thursday coming up, and then the Tape Never Lies will be out on Thursday as well because of the late schedule. They put the all 22 out there. That's the business side. The reality side here is we're talking about a franchise and keeping it 100 about it. The reality is, obviously, the elephant in the room is Ted Phillips and his influence, his fingerprint on this football team, and he's been there forever. The GM drafted Mitch Trubisky, had Watson and Mahomes there. You know the story. Clearly, those pages are being turned and read, and now the reality of that truth is there. You have to hit on those first-round picks. Boom. We're on the center stage here against your rival. Your quarterback's returning. You can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. It was sloppy. It lacked fundamentals. It lacked character. It lacked pride. It lacked tradition. It lacked simple things like celebrating, as Shane said, a big hit while the ball is floating in the air and you can make a big play for your team. You're too busy celebrating your big hit. It's selfishness. That's a reflection of this head coach. And when he comes out here on the presser, not only are you getting beat off the bye, not only are you getting beat after weeks of preparation, not only are you getting beat in every phase and facet of the game, but you're also getting beat down by the reality of what you're speaking out, because those players don't hear you. They've turned you off. You're out there protecting them when you should be scolding them. And thus, even a kid who knows he's doing wrong wants that tough love, because they need someone to direct them and guide them in the right way. Even though they'll cry and they'll piss and they'll moan, they really deep down need it. Lawrence Taylor needed it. Walter Payton needed it. Joe Theismann needed it. Jim Plunkett needed it. Every fucking football player worth a damn needs some coach to get in their ass and help them through the tough times and the great times. And that is not happening here. That's why it needs to be done tonight. He needs to be fired. The whole culture needs to be cleaned up. You planted all the fucking arugula and tomatoes and everything in the garden, and there's all fucking weeds there. Clear it out. Clear it out. You don't got a garden. Your garden's full of shit. And that's really what this coach is. He's the full of shit show. He's a shoe salesman, and it's important that you guys understand exactly. You can't run a professional football team and talk the talk and never go down to the foundation of fundamental and teaching. Once you've gotten relieved of there, this guy fired Harry Heastan. He fired all these coaches to say that they were the problem. He wanted to put the finger on Mitch, Nick Foles, whoever.
Yeah,
He's the problem.
Spotlight's where it needs to be right now.
Exactly. And thus, on the biggest of stage, it's the worst showing. It was the worst display of football that I have seen since Mark Trestman. That beatdown by the New England Patriots on national television, that's how bad it was. It was no chance. It was like that kid on the slingshot ride. There's no chance. There's no chance. This is unbelievable, and I appreciate that. Our show, I know what it stands for. There's passion. There's more passion and teaching and analysis on this show and in this network than there is in the professional locker room that is the Chicago Bears. There's no culture. Coach, you have some final thoughts? Because I know you can't stay up too late tonight. You got an important appointment tomorrow.
No, I just think you both hit on a lot of good things. It's, I just feel bad for the rest of the season because I don't see it improving. I really don't.
I agree.
But that's why you got to have a change, because even if it's one of your assistants that take over, he's going to make changes. He's either that, he's going to stick around for 5 weeks, or he's going to be gone. So you just got to do it. You got to take some pride and be this is a public relations thing, whoever takes the job, because he wants to become a coach somewhere else. So whoever it is going to work their butts off. I think it got to change. It's sad, but Chicago Bears are the first team in football. This is not the way they should be showing themselves as a first-class operation. And they're not.
I got former players texting me. Let me read this one message. Oh God, I can't even pull it up because my inbox is full, Dad, with all these people talking. This isn't a one-time thing. This is a cultural thing. You're right. You've been right. This coach is an absolute fraud. He fooled me, or should I say, his former boss fooled me. That's by a former NFL player who not only played, he played on the Bears. So, listen, I know it's getting late.
Yep. Well, anyway, I'm going to sign off. And I thank you very much for having me on. I have enjoyed it. I wish I could give you some more insight, but I think you hit it on the head. I don't think you need much more insight. You're doing it right.
Well, I'll try to smack him around and clean up his dirty talk there, Coach.
Because you want women to be on that show too.
That's what we got Claude for. He brings the feminine side to the show.
Former neighbor.
Claudio, give my best to everybody's family too. And I'll see you Sunday, Phil.
All right, Dad.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry you had to stay up for this mess of a football team.
It was a mess. Okay, buddy.
Thanks, Coach.
See ya. Take care, Shane.
All right, Coach. We're not going to be on long tonight. We're going to bring on one guest. I know Shane has someone lined up. Did we lose Shane? I guess. Can you hear me, Claudio?
Hit the wrong button there.
Oh, if I go.
No, that was me.
Okay. I was like, did we lose Shane for a second there?
No, I was trying to get our guest, and I'm just going to bounce off here real quick. I'll set him up, and then we'll be ready to go.
Okay. So we got our one guest for tonight. Bears Hour live after every Bears game. I'll take care of a little business here, Shane, while you get the guests ready. Is that good?
Sounds good.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I didn't.
We have Mitch Trubisky.
First up, Pat Finley.
Hey, Mitch, what'd you see on the interception in the end zone?
Yeah, it was just a situation where I was trying to push the ball downfield, trying to take a shot. Stacey made a good play. Definitely looking back on it, forced it a little too much. Probably would have liked to check it down or scrambled. But I was trying to be aggressive early on. That's what we were preaching this week as a team. Mooney got held up a little bit, but I still think he could have got to it. But the safety made a good play over top, so you got to give him credit. But in hindsight, definitely would have liked to check that down. Just not have forced it so much.
Colleen Kane.
Hey, Mitch, just overall, how do you assess your play today? Obviously, there were some ups and downs.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to assess just because, I mean, overall, we were just playing from behind the whole time, which is not ideal. Got to take away the turnovers, got to protect the football. That's pretty much the main thing that I'm concerned with. I can't put the defense in tough spots. I can't take the offense off the field like that with sudden changes and just putting the ball in harm's way. You're just not going to win games or be in games when you turn the ball over, and that's on me. But we battled. We put us in points, and we stuck together, and that's what we got
to get to the locker room after the game.
Just sticking together, and we got to find a way to get one, and then hopefully go on a roll. But after a game like that, you just got to look in the mirror and see what you can continue to improve on, and what can you do as a leader to lift guys up around you.
Completely defeated.
Yeah.
Brian D. right on time.
Yeah, Mitch, I know you didn't get the result you wanted, but overall, how did you feel to be out there? What did it feel like to be able to get out on the field again?
Yeah, if I had any perspective to take away from this, or any positive, it would be that, I mean, just not being able to play and not being able to throw or practice, just being out there, I was grateful for that. Just being able to play the game, be out there with my guys. Obviously, it went bad for us tonight. We didn't get the result we wanted. We didn't play the way we wanted. But for me, being out there and playing with them is better than sitting out. So that'd be the only takeaway, I guess, that I would have that is positive, because the perspective of just not being able to be out there, it sucks. But the other things we can improve on. But so just grateful to be healthy again.
Cheryl Ray.
Mitch, were you surprised that the referees did not call a face mask penalty when you were grabbed twice in your face mask?
No, he expected it.
Yeah, I was surprised
to be called.
Everything was just happening so fast on the field. It's my job to hang on to the football. I got to do that. As far as calls go, I never comment on that. I know those guys, everyone's human just like us. I mean, but my job is to hang on to the football. I got to do that. And at the end of the day, that's all I can control. So that's something I got to improve going forward. But it would have been nice to get a call and then have that taken off the board, and not being such a big a hole as we were. But just got to do better.
JJ.
Mitch, I'm curious, in the lead up to this game and now in the immediate aftermath, how do you block out thoughts about what this all means for you next year and next March when you're going to become a free agent?
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me,
why
it's just
now?
taking
That
one game
question,
at a time.
my
Still,
boy.
just being grateful for each opportunity to be out there and to play the game. And I know God has a plan for me, and it's gonna be a crazy journey. This has been a crazy year in general. So you just gotta keep riding the wave of life, and just make every day count. And when we get to next year, we'll get to next year. But we still got to go to work this week and get ready for the next game. So that's what I'm trying to do for the next opportunity. And every time you go out and play, you always try to put your best foot forward, and for whoever's watching. And I know that stuff will take care of itself, but it's a process.
A water bottle, Shane.
Pat.
It's not over yet.
Mitch, do you
Water
think
bottle.
you played well enough to justify starting next week?
I don't know. It was tough. Like I said, just because of the turnovers early on.
Did he just bench himself?
In a hole.
Sure sounded like it.
There was a lot of excitement being back, just being back in the huddle and being back with the offense throughout this week. And I think myself and the offense, we had kind of this expectation or picture of what we thought could happen going into this game.
To land next season.
It just didn't go that way from the get-go. And so things like that happen sometimes. But I don't know. It's not my call. I just try to, like I said, put my best foot forward every single day, and the chips will lie where they are.
Better load up that Camry.
I was going to ask the
Does he
same
still
thing.
own the
I guess I'll
Camry?
just ask it this way. I mean, what is your understanding of what the quarterback situation is right now going into next week? And then I'll follow up with this too. Did you feel like at times though that the offense was taking a step forward from where it's been recently?
Yeah, I feel like we were moving the ball down the field, and we had some more things open up. But that could be, who knows when you're playing from behind all game and then playing a certain type of defense, just not trying to let up big plays and giving us stuff underneath. So for me, it's just continue to come in, lead the guys the way I know how, and just stay healthy. That's a big thing with this season, especially with pandemic going on. You're just trying to stay healthy, and anything can happen every single week. I think we saw that around the league with guys just whether it's an injury or if guys are getting sick with the virus, you just want to be available for your team and try to go out there and play these games and make the most of it.
Couple more for Mitch. Pat.
Mitch, how was your
Water
shoulder?
bottle better not
getting
come
hit
out.
for the first time since
Finish the
Saints
interview.
game. How did it hold up? How did it feel?
It was good. It's just nice to be back out there, getting hit again, and shoulder feels good. Shoulder feels strong. So just gotta keep getting stronger each and every week, and it takes a lot you put in a lot of work, and I put in a lot of work in my body just to be able to have the opportunity to go back out there and play. So I'm proud of that work that was put in, but we still have a long way to go, and we got things to fix this week if we want to change the result around. So it was nice to be out there in the shoulder fields.
Thanks for your time, Mitch.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe.
Thanks, Mitch. Good luck, man, with your next team.
It's been real, bro.
Wherever you're going to sign. Do you think you worried about your... What are we doing here?
Well, the thing that bothers me, Phil, and I mean, hey, let's be honest. I mean, I think the way that things are constructed, I mean, if they're going to start Mitch for the rest of the year, I honestly have no issue with that, because Nick Foles is going to opt in to his contract, so he's going to be your bridge guy. But the thing about it is that presser right there, in a nutshell, it encompasses everything about Mitch that drives me crazy. You know, do you think you played well enough to start next week? I don't know. I'm not sure on that. It's not the way that you fucking handle it. I don't give it. Yes, he didn't play good tonight, but Jesus, no. You get asked that question as a fucking quarterback. No, you know, I made plenty of mistakes, but I'm telling you, it's not going to happen next week. I'm going to go home tonight. I'm going to be in my playbook. I'm going to be watching tape. I'm going to make the corrections that need to be made. I'll be ready to go versus Detroit next week. Hell yeah, I'm going to be in there. I'm motivated. I'm going to get this offense fixed. Right. Even if it's obviously it's not going to happen, you have to go out there and have that fucking positivity and talk about it. You can't be a fucking quarterback in the NFL and say, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. That is a fracture in the fucking core of your franchise that Matt Nagy has built this culture. That's showing you right there what the fucking thought process is with this team. That's why when the Bears are down by fucking 20, you see Eddie Jackson out there trying to choreograph and script a fucking end zone dance. And there's guys walking up to me and like, what are we doing? No, let's go. That's why you see Jalen Johnson make a fucking play and hover over top of a fucking guy, flexing, rather than paying attention and trying to pick the fucking ball off. Like you said, it's a fractured fucking culture. Don't preach to me that Matt Nagy has done everything to build this wonderful culture. Bullshit. Yeah, you're going to start to see...
Do good cultures lose?
No.
When's the last time the Chicago Bears boat raced the Packers?
When's the last time that you heard any fucking analyst say, you know what? This is a fucking 2-win, 3-win, 4, 5, 6-win team. But boy, that locker room, that's rock fucking solid. Who cares?
Only in Chicago.
Who cares?
Defending pieces of shit for fucking years.
Yes.
Leno. Let's go down the list. Like, it's like me and Shane are looking at each other like, really? We're defending this poor play? And people are like, thank God, Phil, you showed me on the tape never lies because I'm rolling with the narrative. That's why we're here at fucking 12:30 in the morning. Both of us got to get up for work tomorrow because we love this team and something needs to be done. But you, the fans, you have to step up and rise up on the fucking call-in shows, on everything. The media, go to fucking Soldier Field and boycott. Go to Hallis Hall and wear fucking paper bags over your fucking heads with masks, obviously, for COVID. Do it. It's unbelievable. There's no accountability. The culture is not there. A good culture extends onto the football field, and they play with heart and passion. What I saw out there, and I haven't even watched the tape, Eddie Jackson.
Oh, you didn't need to? You didn't need to?
No, I didn't.
To
Eddie
have
Jackson,
some thought process on this?
freelancing. How about Eddie freelancing? Let's just let Tolman go for a post pattern. Oh my God. You're all pro. You're all pro in your mind. You got paid, and now all of a sudden you kick back with your feet up, and you're worried about end zone dances.
Right.
Same thing with Leno. He got paid. He took a break. Look at James Daniels. He's the one that got hurt. He went and self-scouted himself and did something about it. He worked out. You got to work on your craft. You can't go out there thinking that shit's going to just carry over from season to season. I don't give a shit. That was awful what Mitch just said. I totally agree with you. He essentially benched himself. And I'll say this. I'm not in a conspiracy. I could say he might have been told, well, how you play is what you're going to be with this asshole as his head coach. Because this is the same asshole that wouldn't announce him as the starter.
No, I
and
hear
it's the same asshole who said it's only temporary that Laser.
But Phil, what do you have? You had Mitch has nothing. Mitch has 5 games left on his deal.
Yep.
And I saw a couple of questions that there's no shot Mitch is back here in Chicago next year.
Today was the chance for him.
Exactly. That was
showcase. This is a rivalry.
Small chance, Small chance.
Game.
Even today.
This was small.
But Phil, we got
This was it.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna go.
Yeah, we
to
got a guy in the
business.
green room waiting for us.
We do it this way. You want to be on Bears Hour Live after every Chicago Bears game. We didn't even run the song tonight. That's how in disarray we are with this team. But you gotta always have fucking hype. I don't care what my dad says. It is uncomfortable sometimes swearing in front of him, but it is what it is. You gotta have hype. I hope our guest brings it.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Phil and Shane bringing on a fan to talk Bears and what just happened in the Bears game each and every week. You have to have hype.
Phil's always telling me to hype.
You can't be flat. So be ready, be prepared, and bring your passion.
I had hype coming out of my ass.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Hashtag Spencer Strong.
Those are big time fucking throws.
Here we go. We got our boy here, Tito. Where are you from, Tito?
Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to say, first of all, I want to first off and thank you guys for letting me come on here. I appreciate that. You know, I'm a big Bears fan, and it's horrible to watch these Packers play. Oh, my God.
It's tough, man. Hey, we live and breathe Bears 24/7, 365 here, Phil and I do. I'm sure you're no different, and it's tough, man. It affects my life. It does, you know. I
don't
kids
understand
and,
how they have Charles Leno out here still trying to tackle. Like, come on, like they have Jason Briggs. They couldn't figure out that this guy is not an NFL lineman that could block. Oh, it's so ridiculous how we get us as fans. We don't deserve this. We're loyal fans. And for us to see this product on the field, offensive is trash, especially the linemen. It's so embarrassing. I'm a Bears fan, and it's just ridiculous to see this. How can they not figure out that they don't have people to block? The guy's getting penalties. He's getting blocked. He's getting beat on his block. It's embarrassing. You pointed out. You're the best to do it. It's so embarrassing. It just, oh man, it pisses me off. I don't want to cuss because your father said let's not cuss, and I respect your father. You know, I respect you guys. And
cuss away, bro.
Boy,
That's
my
dad. That's the way we do it.
My dad said it's okay. Now he's gone. I want
you
to cuss.
You should have heard Coach in the green room. He's like, "Fuck these motherfuckers," before he signed off.
Where are you from, Tito? Before you didn't hear me when I asked you. Where are you from?
I'm from Anaheim, California. I'm representing Bears in California.
Look at
Cali. Us, but we're here.
Yeah, Bear fans are all over the world. We have fans that are in Norway, the Netherlands, Scotland, Ireland, Japan, China, San Francisco, if that's still part of this country. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Boy,
everywhere.
I agree with you guys.
It's very difficult to watch. You look at tonight's game, it's your rival. This is when you want to see the real passion come out. And I really feel like, as cheesy as it sounds, the McCaskies, Lovie Smith came out and said, we got to beat the Packers on his first day. Everyone rode with that. They championed that. There was McCaskey behind the scenes in that. So I know that that's a big part of what's going on. And obviously you saw Virginia at the game tonight.
I think that's important for this franchise moving forward, for her to witness that on Sunday Night Football in person. I think
she knows.
Yeah, she does.
They ain't good.
The product was out there on the field. You know, you can't lie. The tape doesn't lie. It's just it's embarrassing. You know, it's really embarrassing.
You saw the GM up there shaking his head. That tells you everything that you need to know. And I mean, I'm not defending Ryan Pace here at all. He's had his shot. He's been here since 2015. It's time for all of these guys to go. But for the GM to sit up there, it tells you that. I think it's a good sign for Bears fans, because to me, him shaking his head like that, he knows that there's going to be somebody's head that's on the firing line. And if we've talked about it, I mean, it's got to be all of them, but we'll see how this unfolds.
Like you said, it starts from the top, you know. Like you said, it starts from the top. You know?
Yeah, you're not going to change ownership.
How is Ted Phillips even here? Ted Phillips? Oh my God, how is he here?
We all, that's Millhouse. That's been the mystery forever. And if you can't fire your head coach and you can't make the correct personnel decisions, you can't do the things that you're brought here for, then you got real big issues.
It's like we're asking each other, like, how can this get better, right? We got to definitely, we know what our offensive problem is. It's those offensive line. You know, we got to get tackles that can block. We got to get some young NFL linemen that can block, you know, either Trubisky or Nick Foles. You know, Trubisky played all right. He didn't do that bad. I mean, he played terrible. My bad. He played terrible. But, oh, my God, man, he gave us a better option than Nick Foles because he could run and use his legs. It was so
I thought Mitch had a couple of
2 interceptions.
Yeah. I thought Mitch had a couple of chances tonight to make a couple more plays with his legs, and he just I still think he's got that in the back of his head where he's thinking about
he's shell shocked. He's stuck, you know, he's not ready. You could always tell he's not ready. And it's bad because we gotta suffer and deal with it. It sucks, you know. Bears fans, we don't deserve this. Bears fans all over the world, we don't deserve this, you know.
Well, we appreciate you, man, bringing the passion tonight, bringing the heart, bringing the soul.
Yeah.
You're out in California. Obviously, it's 12:35 here on the East Coast where Shane and I are at. It was an unfortunate showcase because you figure Sunday night football in front of the nation on the holiday weekend, people are going to get ready to go back to work, and now you got to live with not only a loss to the rival, but an ass whipping on the national stage. There's nowhere to hide from it. The head coach, all the way down to the players, people have to take ownership of it. I'm going to break down the tape this week. Obviously, for those of you that have subscribed, you're going to see the defensive and the offensive side of the football. I'm going to break that all down. I appreciate you, Tito, coming on with us, bringing your passion.
The tape doesn't lie, man. The tape doesn't lie.
It never does.
Never does, as my son would say in the
Tell
song.
him, Tate.
It never does. All right, brother. Thank you for joining us on Bears Hour Live, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Tito.
Peace out.
There he is, Tito from Cali. You gotta love Tito. We love you, fans. Tonight has been a horrible night, a terrible loss for the Chicago Bears. We bring you guys on. You guys DM us. You're gonna bring the heart, passion, and soul to the stage here and break down this football team with us. We want to hear your voice, obviously, but tonight it's very difficult because I got to say this. Just from a family standpoint, that was a showcase of sheer and utter disgrace of football. Every one of you that watched and couldn't wait to see the Mitch Trubisky. I think earlier today we were on Greg Braggs' show and it's his birthday and he's all hyped up about Mitch.
Happy birthday, Greg.
Yeah. Exactly. And all of you fans deserve so much better. I'm going to wear my Bears gear tomorrow, or my hat at very least, because I got to go to work. But
I had to pull my hoodie out. I had to go with us, man.
There you go. Go with us. Always go with us. If you're not a Tape Never Lies patron subscriber, go over there, sign up. We're trying to get to 500 before Christmas. We're only
and if you want these
48 away. Oh yeah, the swag
hit up
shop.
The swag shop.
Gotta hit up the swag. We got our swag shop open now. Where's the promo?
Like a sandman, a bar block and burning his wine. Like a sand. There's our life. There's our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Trap Talk and the smartest man alive.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Oh shit! Tape Never Lies.
Starts now. smoke weed every day.
We're going to have to smoke a lot of weed after that loss. We can't hear you. Look.
Great point, Claude. Totally agree.
Fuck weed. This team is making me drink now.
Claudio, the bar.
I'm passing weed. No, I'm just drinking.
Oh, it's been a terrible day.
It's bad. Yeah,
it's bad. It's bad. But we're gonna keep you informed, entertained. That's our goal.
That's
I got
it.
a big announcement coming up right here. We're gonna get to the business side of things this week on Keeping It 100. We're gonna have a special guest.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
Oh yeah, breaking news this week, Thursday night. Remember that.
No shot. No shot. Who's it gonna be, Phil?
Thursday night, we got David Kaplan from ESPN Chicago and NBC Sports Chicago. He's going to come on, and we're going to be breaking down Pace, Nagy, Ted Phillips. You guys, we are going to break it down with the guy and talk about all of this stuff that you all know when we keep it 100. I think Cap is going to be on fire, especially this week leading up to this showcase. Again, just reminders, Thursday for Keeping It 100, not Wednesday. Thursday, David Kaplan. Thursday, for you patrons in the morning, the Tape Never Lies will be released because they'll put it out a day later at the night game. So it'll take me an extra day to get through that tape. And then the Tape Never Lies offensive edition and shorter condensed one will come out later that Thursday night. Obviously we'll be live with David Kaplan. Those are the business sides of things. We're going to keep you informed no matter what this team does. We want change. You guys want change. You like David Kaplan. You don't like David Kaplan. Join in the show. Throw your question. I think it's going to be a fun night, especially with B and Shane. You obviously know. And then Claudio's Cut It Out segment will be back. So that's always a good thing.
Hopefully my bye week I'll come out better than the Bears did after their bye week.
Yeah, you better. Claudio.
Motherfucker. That was too late. You're off. Your timing's off, man. I already got it out.
Listen, this show also becomes a podcast. So let's keep it 100. Keeping It 100 and Bears Hour Live always become a podcast. You could find that on ShyCitySports.com. Just search under there, Keeping It 100, a Bears podcast. On Shy City Sports. That's right. Check that out there. If you're listening now, you know what I'm talking about. Every week, this show, Bears Hour Live, immediately after every Bears game, no matter if they win, lose, or draw. Tonight has been a tough one. I think we go final thoughts here, Shane.
No, it's the Bears have paved their road in the direction that this is going, and we're going to be here to talk about it. This isn't something that they're going to recover from this season. Hey, nobody loves this team more than I do, but when you're at the point that we're at now, this is when you have to push the fan portion of it, and you have to become more of an analyst doing what we do here. And we have to, as a fan base and what we do here, we have to band together and hold this franchise accountable. Can't go out there and blow smoke and just say, "Oh, it's gonna get better." No, it's not gonna get better. It's not gonna get better until there's huge changes made within this franchise. So this fan base, when you tweet out stuff on social media, tweet out stuff and tag the Bears in it, tag us in it. We'll retweet it. Do whatever we have to do on Facebook. You have to start that groundswell. That's gonna be a big portion of what we talk about with Cap on Thursday night, because he's got the voice that can, the far-reaching voice and the audience that's gonna put a dent. He's a local guy in Chicago, and he knows people within Hallis Hall. So, when you guys are out there, don't just say, oh, this is, it's not just a one, like I talked about, it's not just a one firing issue. Firing Matt Nagy isn't going to cure everything that needs to be fixed with this franchise. It goes above him. It goes above Ryan Pace. Ownership is never going to change until they sell the team. So crying about that and whining about that and saying sell the team isn't going to do anything. You have to get a team president in here that's going to run the entire fucking show, that's maniacal about football, that has a good business sense, because at the end of the day, this is about making money, yes, but winning is priority number one. Number one, it's number two, it's number three, it's number four. That has to be the sole focus. The Bears are going to make money no matter what. Yes, exactly. Sandlin, buy merch from us.
Right there. Buy our merch. Yeah. Stop buying their merch. Let us know. Leave responses. I try to respond to everybody. I don't, even the haters, the trolls. I try to respond to everybody. I know Shane does the same thing. That's one thing that I could say about this network that no other network does. We care, even if you're an asshole. I actually care about that, and I want to, build the product as best as we can. They could try to slow us down and mute us and take away our live stream on YouTube.
We all have chubs.
We've all thousands. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this thing.
Totally agree.
Seriously, throughout my life, my father knows since I was a little boy. Yeah. The reality is loyalty, and what Shane is saying, accountability. Yeah. We have to hold them accountable. They haven't held up their bargain. They're not even holding their players accountable. You fans of this network, I expect you to rise up. I expect you to
if there's season ticket holders in here listening, you have every right in the world. Email the Bears. They start seeing season ticket holders, like we talked to somebody that we're very close to that's a season ticket holder, and he has already done that. He's emailed them, and they start seeing those type of emails come through that, I'm done with my season tickets. Even with you threatening it, it's gonna catch their attention, because especially in the environment that they're living in now, where their bottom lines are a little bit different, they don't want to start losing season ticket holders.
Exactly. You have a little bit more power in your voice. All of you.
There you go.
There you go. Do it.
Send out that email. Send out that email.
Send it out. And tell them to watch. Well, they already do watch The Tape Never Lies, but tell them that you watch it. Because I already know that they do. I'm proud of people that rise to the occasion. That's how I want my football team run. That's how I want our business here, the Tape Never Lies Network, run. And that's how I want you fans to be run. I want you to know that we're going to hold ourselves accountable for the product we do. Listen, I've invested in a computer, upgraded my internet, cables, crazy amounts of money to try to make sure it's perfect, and it still ain't perfect, and it pisses me off. So to ask a football franchise that is 100 and something years old to hold their team accountable and put a product on the field that everybody can actually be proud of, to the extent where, like my father said, this wasn't a 7-6 ball battle. No. This was a blowout, an embarrassment, and your head coach is here puffing smoke in your face, blowing it in your face, or even spitting in your face, saying, I know these guys. We have care. The character shows on the field. The team is a reflection of the head coach, and it's awful. That's the real talk. That's what you get here. I will break down the tape like nobody else out there. Everybody could try to fucking copy. Nobody can copy.
Chubbs, don't. That's 100% not true.
That's totally not true.
You're making up bullshit there, trying to think that you're right with everything. It's not true.
Very, very
believe me. We have somebody that's sent it that's already gotten a response, a big-time response. So you're wrong, 100% there.
Chubbs, I'm telling you as a friend.
Yes.
I know Shane probably hates Chubb.
I like Chubbs. I like Chubbs, but
I like Chubbs too. So I'm saying this. It does matter, and now more so than ever is the time because of what Shane said. COVID, embarrassing loss, and everything. Listen, don't even worry about Chris. I told them I'm a season ticket holder. I told them there was a line out the door to replace me for. I don't believe. I want to see that message sent from them. I don't agree with that. I would love to see what Chris Lee wrote, that the Chicago Bears responded that there's a line out the door. You can hold this franchise accountable and still be a season ticket holder. That it's an embarrassment. You say what you feel, not threaten that you're going to pull out. They saved that for the date. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I honestly will. Is that your final thoughts? I'll send my final thoughts.
Yeah,
Are
go
you
ahead.
done? Here's my final thoughts, guys. Understand this. I love the Chicago Bears. I love football even more than the Chicago Bears. It's in my blood. It's in my soul, my spirit. I see it in my son who's watching this team and this game, and he understands it. This coach, this franchise, this culture is wrong for this city, this franchise. When you have something that you know is incredibly wrong, you don't turn a blind eye to it. You address it. You have to be strong. If it's you that's the problem, you change. The unfortunate thing is the head coach can't see the problem because his arrogance is, a distraction to the truth. The truth is, no matter how many plays you draw up on the board, no matter how much you know X's and O's, at the end of the day, if you're not a head coach, like a father, holding people accountable with an expectation of what your culture is supposed to be, not a protection of players, but an expectation of them, then you come away with losses, defeats, and an abused whole franchise and city because of your neglect. It's coaching neglect. And what we saw tonight was an embarrassment to me, to the extent where I can almost cry. Because in my heart, in the vulnerable place in my heart, I'm embarrassed to be unfair. I'm embarrassed because it does matter. It does matter to me. I can make all the jokes. I can yell and scream and be angry. But it really, truly will affect me all week long. But you guys are the reason I'm going to push forward. You amazing people. We don't even have our 8,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel able to watch the show. Shane's got to upload the show because of bullshit. We're always dealing with it, but we fight back. And that's really the testament to not only this network, but to you guys, the fans, that deserve so much better. This guy, you as a season ticket holder or not, you can write the same letter. You can send that message straight out. No more bullshit. This is embarrassing to me as a fan, as a person, as a season ticket holder, as a fan over in Europe, Asia, wherever you're watching. You have the right to say that. It was an amazing show tonight. It was a quick show, but it was an emotional one because at the end of the day, the embarrassment and everything lies on you. For every person, my final thought, that is a Bear fan, living wherever you are, in Wisconsin or whatever, and you have to deal with the finger pointing and the laughter and the giggle, you have a right to stand up and say it's not okay. You're right. Everybody is laughing at us. No more. This has to change. They got to get it right. Blow the whole thing up, that's fine. But at first, foremost, you got to get rid of this coach. Somebody else has to steer the plane because this shit is going down and it's going down fast. That's all I got to say tonight, guys. I love you. We'll see you on Thursday with Kaplan. It's going to be a long week of waiting for football because as much as we are pissed off at it, come next Sunday, I'm going to be right there ready to watch this team. And that's my truth. And that's unfortunate. My wife gave me that kiss at 41-10, Shane. She's like, I'm going to bed. I feel so sorry for you. It's unbelievable.
You
guys could never win like this. You never can be the 41-10 B thrasher of your rival. It hasn't happened since Ditka, and it's unfortunate. But that's it. That's it. What else could we say? Good night.
0.0.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.